Good evening, everyone. I'm pleased to welcome my fellow commissioners, city staff, and members of the community tonight's Senior Services Commission meeting. I will now call order the Tuesday, May 19th, 2026, 7 p.m. meeting of the Cerritos Senior Services Commission. We will also begin with the Pledge of Allegiance. And at this time, I would like to invite my fellow commissioner, Al, may I please start with you, Mr. Barlevy, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
Please rise. Please place your hand over your heart and repeat after me. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you so much for that, Commissioner Barlevy. Moving on, may we please have the roll call?
I will announce your name and ask that you please state present for the record. Commissioner Barlevy,
Present.
Commissioner Chen,
Present.
Commissioner Singh,
Present.
Vice Chairperson Dawson,
Present.
and Chairperson Bott.
Present.
All commissioners noted as present.
Item 4 is the commission reorganization. Ms. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson. Good evening, Chairperson Bott and members of the Senior Services Commission. Pursuant to the Cerritos Municipal Code, as this is the first meeting of the Senior Services Commission following the mayoral transition, it is appropriate that the members of the commission appoint a chairperson and a vice chairperson to serve in the respective leadership capacities to preside over the Senior Services Commission meetings. I'd now like to declare the position of chairperson of the Senior Services Commission vacant and invite nominations for the position of chairperson. At this time, are there any nominations for chairperson?
I would like to nominate Shiva Bhatt for a full term as chair.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Thank you so much on that.
Thank you. So there's a nomination for Shiva Bhatt to be chairperson of the Senior Services Commission by Commissioner Barlevy and a second by Commissioner Singh. Are there any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, I declare nominations for chairperson of the Senior Services Commission closed and call for a vote. The electronic voting system has been activated. And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0. Congratulations to Shiva Bhatt for your appointment to chairperson.
Thank you so much.
I will now call for nominations for the position of vice chairperson. Are there any nominations for the position of vice chairperson?
I'd like to make a motion if I can nominate Mr. Dawson as the vice chair.
I second.
Okay, thank you for the nomination. We have John Dawson to be vice chairperson of the Senior Services Commission by Chairperson Bott, and a second by Commissioner Chen. Are there any other nominations? Okay, seeing none, I declare nominations for vice chairperson of the Senior Services Commission closed and call for a vote. The electronic voting system has been activated. And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0. Congratulations to Vice Chair John Dawson.
Thank you so much on that, everyone. Moving on to item 5, presentations. On the agenda is the presentations. Ms. Costello, do we have any presentations tonight?
Thank you, Chairperson Bott. We do have one employee we would like to recognize for the Senior Center Employee of the Quarter. Candidates for Employee of the Quarter are nominated by their fellow staff members. Individuals that have put forth the extra effort to further enhance the division goal of providing the highest quality programs and services to the community are presented with this award. Tonight, we will recognize Samantha Pena. Samantha, if you could please come forward. Community Services Leader 2, Samantha Pena, was selected as Employee of the Quarter for the first quarter of the 2026 for consistently demonstrating exceptional dedication, professionalism, and teamwork. She continuously provides outstanding customer service by assisting seniors and staff with a positive attitude and timely support. Her reliability and consistency in daily responsibilities have made a significant impact on the team's success. In addition, she provides a clear and thorough understanding of private facility reservations, ensuring customers receive accurate information and a smooth reservation experience. Her colleagues' remarks include that Samantha's customer service skills are excellent, and she is proactive in looking for ways to help other staff. They mentioned she is always willing to help with setups and covering the reception desk. Lastly, they emphasized her unwavering kindness to our seniors. Samantha is a hardworking ambassador at the Cerritos Senior Center, and her dedication makes her a worthy recipient of this recognition. Please join me in congratulating Samantha. I would now like to invite the members of the Senior Services Commission to join Samantha in the presentation area for a group photo.
Should be in the front.
Thank you. Let's get a little closer here. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3.
Wait for a moment if you'd like your family and friends to join you for a picture as well.
I see some family resemblance.
I'll stand back here.
All right. 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Thank you very much.
Very good job. Dr.
Congratulations again.
Congratulations.
Okay, congratulations to Samantha once again. Moving on to our next item, public comments. I would now like to open public comments for items that are not listed on the agenda, but that are within the subject matter of the commission. Verbal comments may be limited to 3 minutes per speaker, subject to the chair extending to a maximum of 5 minutes per speaker. The total time allocated will not exceed 45 minutes unless the chair extends. Are there any speakers for tonight? If you'd like to please state your name and then begin the comment. Thank you.
So can I get 5 minutes? Because we're only 2 of us today.
Sure, go ahead.
Okay. Thank you for the opportunity to speak today. And first of all, congrats to all of you for the appointment to the first ever Senior Services Commission. So I emailed you. I hope you got the latest one, right? So as you can see, I have done some research into some of these numbers. First of all, what I'm here to speak is about seniors of Cerritos, right? As you can see from these numbers taken from the city website, right? Seniors are a growing population in Cerritos. And if you look at those numbers, 50 years and above constitute like over 22,000, right? That is what we consider as seniors for many purposes, right, at the senior center. And even if you go by the 60 years and above, even that is close to 16,000. So naturally we are seniors, including me, right? We are a force to be, not to be ignored. The reason I'm saying is that I don't know whether you have been paying attention to our ongoing budget study session. That's why I included budget page relevant to senior services. I hope you have seen that, and I highlighted some of those big ticket items. So there is a plan or a proposal to cut one of the days, senior center, closing one of the days. As you can see, as you know already, right? We have cut the hours of senior center since COVID lockdown. I'm sure you know that, right? Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, we are closing it at 5 p.m. So if you have to do something, we have to try to bring back those hours. Because as you know, if you close the senior center at 5 p.m., right? A lot of people who are 50 and above who are working, they cannot attend the fitness center. Because I used to do that. I joined the fitness center when I was 50, right? So if you can do something, we should be trying to restore those pre-COVID hours instead of trying to close senior center for one day. And I don't know how many of you are really paying attention, because these are things that's going on, and this is where I look at you guys to provide direction to the council. Speak up. Attend the budget study session. I haven't seen any of you speak at the budget study session. There are 2 sessions already over. Okay? To be fair, I have seen one of you at some of the meetings, but I hardly see you guys. So this is my general feedback for all the advisory board appointments, 45 of them. You are appointees of council members, and you are supposed to be the eyes and ears of the council members, look at the community and give them what is going on in the community instead of being a rubber stamp or irrelevant. That's what is happening most of the time. So I would strongly encourage all of you to pay attention to this budget study session and speak for the seniors. And speak for, how we can help increase senior participation. That is another number, right? If you look at the workload statistics, which I included, if you look at it, you can see that it only gives you total number. It doesn't tell you how many seniors are actually making use of the service senior center. Okay, that number, if you look at it, my bet is that it will be probably less than 5% of the seniors. Again, I don't have a number to prove because I don't have the data. Today morning I tried to call and get the number, but they didn't have it, so I may have to make a record request from clerk's office. But if you look at the number, you will see that it is less than 5% of the seniors. So the question is that how can we increase it, right? So there are 2 ways to do that. One is that you can help increase the awareness of the senior center and the great programs we have there, and also speak for seniors, and so that council will not cut senior programs and seniors programs and close senior center and things like that. So and also set a realistic goal. If it is 5%, let us set a goal of making it 10%. End of this year, next 1 year, let us make it 10%, and take it as a challenge. What can we do, right? So once again, right, my suggestion is that please pay attention to what is going on, and there is some serious discussion going on regarding cutting the programs and services, which I think we should not allow, and there should be a representation, and that is what I think senior services commissioners should be doing. Once again, thank you for signing up for that, and I hope this helped you with, at least with some ideas, and thank you.
Thank you so much on that, sir. Do we have any other speakers? Thank you.
Good evening, Chairperson, Commissioners. First of all, congratulations. I ran for City of Cerritos council elections. And when I met seniors and when we had a lot of conversations, one thing I said, when I win, there is going to be a senior commission. I didn't win, but it's great to see all of you volunteering so that our seniors' voices can be heard. And you can take what you get from them, from the engagement, and engage with our council so that we reverse back what has been going on with our seniors in our Cerritos. Running for elections means speaking to people. Living in Cerritos means meeting, having conversations. Having neighbors mean actually having those relationships. You get to know what's going on. And I assure you that even though we have more than 50% of our seniors in Cerritos, not all of them are in the same financial position. They look for city resources. And that's why all of you are here. The first thing about cutting senior center hours, instead I am looking for leadership from all 5 of you so that we extend hours. I know that in return, people are going to be asked, you have to pay more in taxes, but you represent our seniors. And you know that this can be done without raising taxes. You get to be the voice for the seniors. Their life has slowed down. That does not mean anything that we can provide them, the services that we provide them, has to also start slowing down and tinkering down. We get to give them more. And you do have that power. Now, when it comes to budgets, when it comes to finances, when it comes to a lot of these conversations, this is where your leadership also comes up. Please stand in the foot of all the seniors who are not able to come over here. Have conversations outside what is being presented by the city and start having some conversations where the cities, where we are proud of our seniors, we are proud of our assets, we are proud of our senior center. Let's actually get to use them for our residents. So congratulations. I'm glad that what I dreamt of has become real and all of you are volunteering. This is a big responsibility on each one of you. So please stand for each and every one of the seniors. Thank you.
Thank you so much. Do we have any other speakers? Please come up, sir. If you can please state your name and then begin.
Hello. My name is Romil Chand. I live in the city of Cerritos. And I know this is something that's been done to help the city for the budget purposes, but it's kind of disappointing not seeing a single senior. There's nobody to speak for them. So I wish there was a way where you could actually take their opinion on that through a poll or something. That would have been nice. And I'm pretty sure people, our seniors with so much of experience, they would come up with some solution to solve this problem. So this is where their voice is not here over there. I don't see anybody advocating for them except for 3 of us right over here. And that speaks a lot. And they might have multiple reasons why they could not be here. And I know they carry decades of experience with them. So if there is a problem where your budget constraints are there, it's a good idea to approach them in certain ways, take a poll or some kind of their opinion on that, and then make decision. I'm pretty sure they'll come up with something that's more beneficial for the city. I won't take much time, but this is disheartening seeing over here that there's nobody over here to speak for them. They are not here. That'll be all. Thank you.
Thank you so much on that. Thank you again. Do we have any other speakers at this time? And also, if all the speakers that just spoke, if you could just complete your form, the blue form, we would have your information, and if we had to get back to you on that. Thank you so much, sir. I think Mr. Morali did have, I did see that. Or an electronic form, yes.
Madam Chair, can I ask staff a question?
Sure.
Thank you. Ms. Costello, I want to ask, since we heard a lot of comments about the budget, let me know if my understanding is correct. My understanding is that we as a commission are advisory and we do not have fiduciary responsibility. We do not set budgets. The fiduciary responsibility lies with City Council. They set the budget, and our role as advisory commissioners to make sure that the money is spent wisely and efficiently. Is that correct?
Thank you for your question, Commissioner. That is correct. We are an advisory board. If we want to discuss further in regards to budget, I suggest everybody in the public attend the next budget session for City Council meeting, which would be on Monday, June 8th, in which discussions about budget specifically can be adhered and actually spoken on. But correct, we don't do a budget in this commission specifically.
Thank you for your answer, Ms. Costello.
Thank you so much for that comment as well. Moving on, I don't see any.
I
yes,
have
please.
another question, so since it's a problem, our main senior citizens are not here, how we can encourage them to bring them over here, so what is the way, so do we have any list where we can go and encourage them to come here and attend the meetings? Is there any list?
Thank you, Commissioner. There's not a specific list. A couple things off the top of my head, and Ms. Halton can chime in as well. This is only the second meeting of this brand new commission, as you guys are aware, so it is very brand new in general. We can do a survey back at the Senior Center with our staff and come up with some ideas on how to advertise better in regards to promoting when the meetings come up, since they are every other month, to our seniors that frequent our Senior Center quite often. That's definitely something that we can look into. You guys are more than welcome to join us at the Senior Center and engage with the seniors as well, and kind of give them a heads up about what's going on and ask them questions about what they'd like to see done. But those are some things that I can think of off the top of my head.
No, that's fine, so we are talking only about the facilities, but we have too many senior citizens here in city, how to approach them, so that's basically we have to motivate them just to bring them over here so that we can hear their problems, so how we can solve. And we are here in a city just to help our seniors.
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Singh. As Ms. Costello mentioned, we can look at putting up information within the Senior Center. The city's communications team does post on all of the city's social media channels every time there is a commission meeting. So we definitely encourage members of the community to follow the city's social media channels, whether you use Instagram or Facebook or X or LinkedIn. All of the commission meetings are posted. The meetings are also listed in the city's digital newsletters and also on the city's website. And so we would definitely encourage everybody to follow the city and subscribe to the digital newsletters, which can be done through the city's website. And for general information about our Senior Center programs, of course, we have the Lifelong Enrichment newsletter that we definitely encourage people to also sign up for. Thank you.
Thank you so much on that. I do have my own comments. I'm going to save them till the end, just in respect for the timing right now for the public comments. As we move on, Ms. Costello, do we have any written correspondences?
Yes, thank you, Chairperson. Prior to the meeting, the Senior Services Commission did receive full text unredacted copies of 3 written public comments from Murali Vasudevan and Karit Shahan prior to the deadline. Requests for copies of written comments can be made to the office of the City Clerk during regular business hours.
Thank you so much on that. Moving on to the next item, the consent calendar. The next section of the meeting is item 7A, the consent calendar. Do we have a motion to approve the minutes for the Thursday, March 17th, 2026 Senior Services Commission meeting?
I move for approval.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second it.
Thank you so much. Would the staff please activate the electronic voting?
And the motion passes 5-0.
Thank you so much on that. Our next item is 8A. Ms. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson. Item 8A is review and consideration of an informational report to the Cerritos Senior Services Commission, providing an overview of the City of Cerritos Affordable Senior Housing Program. Tonight's presentation will be given by members of our Community Development Department, including the Director of Community Development, Sabrina Chan, and Associate Planner, Mary Balderrama. At this time, I would like to invite Ms. Balderrama to begin her presentation.
Thank you, Ms. Costello. Good evening, Honorable Chair and members of the Senior Services Commission. This presentation tonight provides an overview of the city's affordable senior housing program, including 4 existing communities, eligibility requirements, affordability guidelines, and resale procedures. At this time, I would like to turn your attention to the screen for my presentation. For the past 2 decades, the city has developed an affordable housing program reflecting a long-standing commitment to providing affordable housing options for the community. Through the development of 4 communities, a total of 389 senior housing units were created for very low, and moderate income seniors. Affordability of these units is maintained by recorded covenants on each unit to ensure compliance with state housing law and the city's 2021 to 2029 housing element. This slide illustrates the 4 affordable senior housing communities in Cerritos. Emerald Villas, Pioneer Villas, and Fountain Walk are all for-sale condos, and Ivy Park is an assisted living facility with units for rent only. The chart on this slide provides a breakdown of the units within each community. As the units are already built, the city's role is to ensure prospective buyers meet age and income requirements prior to purchase. The majority of units are deed-restricted affordable units, ensuring they remain accessible to income-qualified seniors. A small number of units are market rate, but still maintain age restrictions to preserve the senior-focused nature of the communities. I will now provide details on each community. The first is Emerald Villas, developed in 2000 as the city's first for-sale affordable senior community, located at Carmenita Road and Houston Avenue. It includes 126 1- and 2-bedroom for-sale condominium units across 9 2-story residential buildings. The community offers accessible design, landscaped walkways, and amenities such as a pool, a spa, a recreation facility, gated entry, and private elevators. Pioneer Villas, developed in 2001, is the city's second for-sale affordable senior community, located at Pioneer Boulevard and Eberly Street. It includes 98 1- and 2-bedroom condominium units across 14 residential buildings. The community features a recreation building, pool and spa, walking paths, a gated entrance, and covered patios or balconies for each unit. Fountain Walk, developed in 2007, is the city's third for-sale affordable senior community, located at 183rd Street and Carmenita Road. It includes 18 for-sale condominium units across 3 residential buildings. The community offers landscape pathways, a spa and recreation facility, along with features such as a gated entrance, private elevators, and a decorative fountain. Ivy Park at Cerritos, developed in 2002, is the city's first for-rent, affordable assisted living senior community, located at New Falcon Way and Studebaker Road. It includes 147 units, ranging from studios to two-bedroom apartments. The community provides assisted living services such as meals, housekeeping, activities, and 24-hour support, along with amenities like a salon, landscaped grounds, and accessible facilities. Applications are handled directly by the facility and include income verification. Eligibility requirements were established through the recorded covenants to ensure that the program serves its intended population. To purchase a unit in the city's affordable for-sale senior communities, prospective buyers must be at least 62 years old, meet state income limits, and cannot own other residential property. Additionally, units must be owner-occupied and cannot be rented. These requirements are strictly enforced through recorded covenants and city oversight to maintain fairness and compliance. Buyer income limits are set by the state of California and updated annually. These limits are used to determine both buyer eligibility and the applicable affordability level for each unit. Currently, all units are owned by a qualified senior. When a property owner decides to sell, they must first contact the city to obtain a resale application and maximum allowable sales price, as units must be sold in accordance with state law and affordability covenants. In 2026, the maximum sales price for a very low-income unit was approximately $115,000, a low-income unit was approximately $210,000, and a moderate-income unit was approximately $260,000. Sellers are responsible for finding a qualified senior buyer. Once a buyer is identified, both parties submit an application for city review. The city's role is to verify buyer eligibility and confirm that the sales price adheres to affordability restrictions before the transaction can proceed. It is important to note that the city does not maintain a waiting list or assign buyers, as all units have been sold. Instead, interested buyers may look to local real estate agents or online listing platforms to find out more information on any available units. For more information on the city's senior housing program, please visit cerritos.gov/affordable housing or call 562-916-1366. At this time, staff recommends that the Senior Services Commission review and discuss the information presented, receive any public comments, and formally receive and file their report. This concludes staff's presentation. Myself and Director of Community Development, Sabrina Chan, is available to answer any questions the Senior Services Commission may have. Thank you.
Does any of the commissioners have any question? We could start from the vice chair and then we can move that way and then we'll go this way.
I have no particular questions. Thank you.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I have a few questions. Since the units are owned by the residents, can they take out a reverse mortgage on them, or is that prohibited?
Thank you, Commissioner Barlevy. For purchase of financing of the unit is between the property owner and the bank. In terms of reverse mortgage, I apologize as I'm trying to remember. Staff does work with the city attorney's office for those cases.
Do you need me to explain to you what's a reverse mortgage?
Would you like to provide?
Yes.
some-
So a reverse mortgage is instead of the lender offering money, and then the borrower has to return. In a reverse mortgage, the lender offers money, and then instead of paying it off, the lender takes equity, essentially ownership. So that's why I'm asking if reverse
Correct.
mortgages are allowed.
And we have not experienced that situation in cases where the bank has taken possession of, or it is very close to taking possession of the bank. The city attorney does get involved in those situations. There are restrictions on the property. So while a bank may take ownership of the property, it must be resold to a qualifying senior. So in these cases, a lot of times banks, institutions do not provide such types of loans or reverse mortgages, knowing that their investment, perhaps, that they will not make a profit on these units.
I see. Okay.
Mhm.
And I want to know if there is, because these are there are common areas there, like the pool and stuff. So who's paying it? Do the residents have to pay an association fee or an HOA fee or something?
Yes, thank you, Commissioner Barlevy. There is these communities are privately managed by their own HOAs, to which the residents of the communities are each members of that HOA, and so there are HOA fees.
Okay, so and that's on the residents to pay, right?
Correct.
Okay, and then the rules are in the packet. It said that the rules are that the applicant cannot own any other property. This must be the only property that they own. So are they allowed to, after the purchase, to then acquire other properties?
Thank you for the question, Commissioner Barlevy. No, as a low-income senior, this should be the only property owned by the individual.
So if they subsequently purchase other properties, they're told to they must sell.
If there is a reported case of a potential violation, such as mentioned, and it goes for any violation, the city does complete an investigation and to that, and so if there's a violation, for whatever reason, that homeowner would be required to sell or release ownership of that property.
Okay, so yeah, because they may have been in compliance at the time of the purchase, but out of compliance later. Well, I want to know that. So you talked about 4 housing developments. Are there any plans for additional housing developments?
Thank you for that question. At this time, there are no other plans. So with these 4 previous housing developments, they were built through the city's redevelopment agency. So redevelopment funding played a part in development of these homes. As you may be aware, the redevelopment monies has since been dissolved. As such, there is lack of funding.
Yeah, so because I think the last one was built in 2007 or 2008, so it's been a while. And I want to know on the assistant living facility at Cerritos College, who's running it? Is it a private contractor or is it the city?
Thank you for that question. The city does not run it. It is owned privately by Ivy Park at Cerritos. They manage several assisted livings throughout the state of California, and so there is a contract between the city, or a lease between the city and Cerritos College and this private entity. This private entity is required to ensure that the affordable units remain affordable. So the city's role in this and just ensures that the units that were deemed to be affordable continue to be affordable.
Yep, but the operator doesn't own the building, right? The city owns the building. Or the college owns the building.
It is on the college property.
It is on the college property, but so the college owns the land.
Mm-hmm.
But I think
that building is not owned by the city.
Oh, it's not owned by the city. Mm-hmm. Okay, so is it owned by the college?
I believe will be owned by the private developer.
Okay, and then does the college make any money off of? Is that a revenue stream for the college?
That is a question building? That I unfortunately do not have the answer to tonight.
Okay, thank you. I don't have any other questions, Madam Chair.
Thank you for the report. Just a simple question. Is it true that for the affordable housing, the seniors' children or grandchildren cannot live in the units?
So it's intended for the primary residence of the senior only. So if they're purchasing the unit together, they must meet the age requirements in order to be living there, unless it's a spouse. But they see the heirs of the owner of the unit can acquire the unit upon their passing, but they must still meet the age restrictions and income restrictions related to that unit. Otherwise, they would need to sell the unit.
Right, I understand that. The question is actually, can they live with the senior in the unit?
So there can be qualified residents, such as a caretaker for the owner of the unit, or in other cases, such as maybe the owner of the unit has a disabled child that they care for. Those could qualify as qualified residents.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you for a detailed report, so I have few questions regarding that, So regarding other three facilities, they are owned by the city. Is that right?
Oh, thank you, Commissioner Singh. The facilities were built with redevelopment funds that the city had received through the state, but now the units are owned by the seniors who own those condos, and the property is shared by the HOA fees that way. Does that answer your question?
No. So my next question is
Mhm.
that in case it's owned by or managed by the city, who control the availability of the unit, So it's between seller and buyer. City has nothing to do, seller is going to find their own buyer, But we are here just to help our local senior citizens. In case they are finding the seniors from other states and selling them, so it's not a good thing for city of Cerritos, We want to accommodate our own people here in the senior facilities. So my question is about the availability. Who control the availability? Is there any way one can find out what units are available in which facilities?
So the seller of the unit chooses the buyer, but each of the units does have a recorded covenant that the city has a right of first refusal. So the seller isn't able to sell to any person. We have to go through the city's process to verify that they are 62 or older and meet income limits.
And if I may add, Commissioner Singh, thank you for your question. So the three other senior housing units are not owned by the city. They're owned individually by seniors. So to your question about who chooses the potential buyers, you're correct. It is the seller that would choose the potential buyer. Now, there are no due to legal, the law legislation, the city is unable to control who the sellers sell to, so long as they qualify by age and income and do not own additional property, etc. But unfortunately, we are unable to control.
No, why I'm raising this question is because of the budget. People were saying here regarding we are cutting the budgets and all that, So in case budget is shortened here in the city of Cerritos, so we should help our own community people, our own community seniors, So in that way, availability should be in the control of city, So I don't know much, So I'm just asking you, so in case you can guide me regarding that.
Of course, thank you, Commissioner Singh. That is a great question. Just due to California state law, we cannot choose. There are some restrictions as to how that is chosen. But for any Cerritos senior resident interested in purchasing, the best way that they could perhaps see if the unit is available, these units may be posted on a rent property selling platform such as Zillow or Redfin or any property listing platform, as well as we often recommend working with the local real estate agent who is familiar with the affordable senior housing units, and then as well as I would say recommend if they know anyone that lives in the community or at the Cerritos Senior Center, just sharing information that way. Those would be avenues we recommend to specifically Cerritos seniors, so they have firsthand and most updated knowledge of what is going on.
Okay.
Thank you so much on that, commissioners. I don't have a question, but I do have a comment on this. I had my grandmother and great grandma actually live in Emerald Villa for years. And I think that when they had to sell the property, we did have a real estate agent who was involved. It was a very smooth process because the city was there to guide them through the entire process. Because yes, as laymen, you don't know if this person is eligible. Does he have another property? We're not going to do a background check. The city was extremely supportive in that entire process. Also, the facility, I haven't visited the other facilities, but Emerald Villa was one of my favorites. Just because we visited there very often, extremely secure. It was gated. Everyone had the passcode to enter the building. The walkways were very clean, clear of cars. The HOA, or I'm not sure who mandated this, but they were also very strict on people driving at night. They had to be for a certain speed. Lots of seniors walking around, and that was the reason that, yes, children, your grandkids come to meet you and family comes to meet you, but this is a senior facility, and that's why it is for seniors over 62 and stuff, and that's why there are no children allowed there. But they had very nice, extremely beautiful property, very, very well maintained. So I think I was always impressed with that. It was a very nice facility. They did have a 1-bedroom and I think a 2-bedroom apartments as well, with a elevator inside the complex. It's inside each little complex, but I think it was very well made. So yes, just wanted to give that comment on there.
Thank you, Chair.
All right, moving on. Thank you so much for that, Ms. Sabrina Chen and Mary Balderrama, for this presentation about the City of Cerritos Affordable Senior Housing Program. Do we have, well, we already had the questions. If there are none, I will open for public comments on this item. Okay, seeing none, I will now close the public comment period. And moving on. Are there any further comments from the Commission on this report, or do we have a motion to receive and file this report?
Motion to file and receive.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
I second.
Thank you so much. May we please activate the electronic voting? Have we all voted on here? I think there might be one remaining. Okay. I think it's, oh, just, there we go.
And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0.
Okay, thank you very much. Moving on to the next item, 8B. Ms. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson. Item 8B is review and consideration of an informational review of the 2026 Women's Luncheon held at the Cerritos Senior Center. The report will be presented by Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala. Mr. Zavala?
Thank you. 1 second, please. Okay. All right. Honorable Chair and members of the Commission, it is my honor to present on item 8B, a review and consideration of an informational review of the 2026 Women's Luncheon at the Cerritos Senior Center at Pat Nixon Park. Please direct your attention to the screen. The annual Women's Day Luncheon was held on Friday, May 8th from 1 to 3:30 p.m. This year's theme was Enjoy the Little Things. The cost to attend was $20. This event was sold out with 185 guests in attendance. In the spirit of the theme, this event offered opportunities to give back, highlighting how even small acts of kindness can have a powerful impact both on others and us. Guests contributed to the Precious Life Shelter, Girls Love Mail, and the San Gabriel Valley Animal Advocates. The Precious Life Shelter provides residential and supportive services for homeless pregnant women and their children. Guests provided many donations of essential items such as shampoo, lotions, hairbrushes, gift cards, and more. The picture on the left highlights some of those items, and we were able to fill a large van full of supplies. For Girls Love Mail, guests wrote letters of encouragement that will be sent by caring Girls Love Mail staff to women newly diagnosed with breast cancer who are being treated at cancer centers. Over 40 handwritten cards were written and will be delivered to the cancer patients. The San Gabriel Valley Animal Advocates help socialize and cuddle cats waiting for adoption. This vendor was able to stop by and provide some information about volunteering and services. The food was provided by Gatherings and Stuff. This year's meal consisted of a soup and salad bar with protein options available. 3 separate areas were set up to assist with line control and to allow more to be served at once. Desserts were placed at each table, ready to enjoy. While lunch was being served, participants had opportunities to engage in other activities. Guests were able to take photos at the photo backdrop, photo booth, listen to live music from the band named Love Light Orchestra, and dance, or write postcards to the Girls Love Mail. Staff received positive feedback regarding food, ambiance, and all the activities we provided. None of this would be possible without our senior center's amazing staff. The attention to detail with the decorations, table placements, and photo backdrops were outstanding. Special thanks to the Community Services Coordinator, Joelle Dandy, and our community service leaders. This concludes my presentation. It is recommended that the Senior Services Commission review the information provided in this report, receive public comments, and receive and file this report. Ms. Costello and I are available for any questions.
Thank you so much on that, Mr. Zavala. Do we have any questions from the commission?
No questions from me. Thank you.
I don't have a question. I just wanted to comment that I attended it. It was very beautiful. The attention to detail was impeccable. And even though I was one of only 2 males in attendance, not working, I did not feel like fish out of water. I felt just fine.
Yes, and I also attended that luncheon. It was beautiful and lovely. Everyone was really enjoy. My daughter, who is also a professional event planner, she saw my photo and she said, that backdrop is beautiful. It's really, really nice. So I just have a suggestion maybe for our lunch. We can maybe kind of expedite it a little bit. It took a while. Seniors are slower in getting through the line, so maybe we can figure out a way of making that a little bit faster, maybe more stations or something that we could do. But thank you, it was lovely.
Thank you so much on that, Commissioners. I attended that as well, and I will second Mr. Barlevy on that. It was just absolutely wonderful with the details. We got to, each of us got a little beautiful pin to put on our shirts, and I think that was very special. So thank you for that. I will now open for public comments on this item. And seeing none, I will now close the public comment period. Are there any further comments from the Commission on this report, or do we have a motion to receive and file this report?
Motion to receive and file.
Thank you. Thank you so much on that.
And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0.
Okay, thank you so much on that. The next item is 8C. Ms. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
We do. Thank you, Chairperson. Item 8C is review and consideration of an informational report regarding programs and services at the Cerritos Senior Center at Pat Nixon Park. The report will be presented by Community Services Supervisor Jesse Zavala. Mr. Zavala?
Thank you very much. Honorable Chair and members of the commission, if you could please direct your attention to the screen. Just want to begin with reminding the commission and all members of the community that all items mentioned today in today's presentation may be viewed on the Senior Center's online newsletter, The Lifelong Enrichment. To access the newsletter, please visit cerritos.gov and click on Senior Services link in the right navigation menu. Then click on the Seniors Activity and Classes on the right navigation menu, and then click on the Lifelong Enrichment on the right navigation menu. A page with buttons to access the Lifelong Enrichment will open. You may click on the green buttons in the middle to view online or on your smartphone. If anyone needs assistance subscribing, please visit the Senior Center or give us a call at 562-916-8550. The Cerritos Senior Center provides many opportunities for workshops and services. We are pleased to highlight the following. Blood pressure. Seniors are welcome to stop by and get their blood pressure checked on Mondays from 9 to 11, Tuesdays from 10 a.m. to 1 p.m., Wednesdays from 9 to 11:30, or the second and fourth Friday from 8:30 to 10:30 a.m. We offer free notary services the second Thursday of each month from 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. Appointments must be made, and only 2 documents may be notarized per appointment. And a representative from Care Patrol will be available to assist our seniors. Finding information online. Join a representative from Independence at Home for helpful tips on using effective search terms, evaluating search results, and navigating a reliable website to find accurate information. This workshop is held Wednesday, June 17th from 10 to 11 a.m. and is free of charge. Evacuation preparedness for seniors will be held on Tuesday, June 30th from 10 to 11 a.m. Join a representative from Brick & Co. Real Estate to learn essential evacuation strategies, how to create a life organizer to keep track of critical documents, medical information, emergency contacts, and ensure how to be prepared for evacuations at any moment's notice. This program is also free of charge. We have a few programs coming up, one of them being the Crystal Sound Bath. Relax, renew, and rejuvenate with Crystal Singing Bowl Sound Bath. These vibrations help calm the nervous system and bring body into a state of balance. The program is offered on Tuesdays from 8 to 9 a.m. You may attend a whole session for $30 for 6 weeks or $7 per class. Emotional intelligence will be coming up on Thursday, June 11th from 9 to 10 a.m. Join a representative from the Los Angeles County Department of Mental Health to learn about the different forms of stress, the ways in which stress can impact one's life, and get tips on improving emotional intelligence. Neurobics is one of our new classes. Join a lively, engaging class designed to keep your brain active, energized, and thriving. This class is about giving your brain a healthy workout through enjoyable activities that stimulate memory, focus, creativity, and coordination. The cost is $20 for 4 weeks and is offered on Tuesdays from June 23rd to July 14th from 2:30 to 4 p.m. Holistic Health will be held for 4 weeks. This class explores holistic health from all around the world, helping you improve your diet, sleep, movement, pain management, and overall well-being using ancient wisdom with a modern twist. The cost to attend would be $20. We have some special announcements we would like to notify the community about. The Cerritos Senior Center will be closed on Monday, May 25th in observance of Memorial Day. The community is invited to a Memorial Day wreath laying that will be held at the Cerritos Veterans Memorial in the Civic Center at 10 a.m. The Senior Center will reopen on Tuesday, May 26th at 7:30 a.m. for normal operating hours. The Human Services Association is hosting a Father's Day lunch party on Friday, June 12th from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. To register, please call 562-916-8555. We will have an excursion to the Angels game that will be held on Friday, July 3rd from 4:30 to 11 p.m. The Angels will take on the Boston Red Sox. The cost to attend is $30. Registration opens for residents on Friday, June 5th, and non-residents Friday, June 12th. The game will end with a fireworks show celebrating America's 250th anniversary. That concludes my presentation. It is recommended that the Senior Services Commission review the information provided in this report, receive public comments, and receive and file this report. Ms. Costello and I are available for any questions.
Thank you so much for that, Mr. Zavala. Do we have any questions from the commission? Okay, seeing none, I will now open for public comments on this item. And seeing none, I will now close the public comment period. Are there any further comments from the commission on this report, or do we have a motion to receive and file this report?
I move.
Thank you. Do we have a second?
Second.
Thank you so much on that. Can we please activate the electronic voting?
And the motion passes on a vote of 5-0.
Thank you. Moving on to the next item, 9A, reports from designated commission staff liaison, Ms. Costello. Costello, do we have a report on this item?
Thank you, Chairperson Bott. We do not have any reports on this item tonight.
Thank you. Moving on to 9B, reports from Senior Services Commission members. I would like to just remind everyone that the city has two special community events this month. The city is holding a Memorial Day wreath laying at the Veterans Memorial in the Civic Center at 10 a.m. on Monday, May 25th. The city is also holding the Celebrate in Stride Move with the Herd 5K Run Walk will be held at 8 a.m. on Saturday, May 30th. The event will honor the city's 70th anniversary and will be held at the sports complex. Registration is taking place now. For more information about these community events, please visit the city's website at cerritos.gov. If I may just go on to our commissioners, let me start with the vice.
No reports.
Thank you. Excuse me. I attended several events since our last meeting. I attended the mayoral transition. Congratulations to our new mayor, Johnson. I attended the spring festival, the fireworks and drone display, and also that earlier in the morning, the ribbon cutting ceremony for the cow sculpture. And I already mentioned that I attended the Mother's Day luncheon, the women's luncheon, and I plan on being there this Monday for the Memorial Day wreath laying ceremony.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I started volunteering at the Senior Center at the lunch program. A very rewarding experience. It is good to see that many of our seniors come out of their house and come to the center so they have somebody to talk to and enjoy the lunch together. I also meet quite a few volunteers, and many of them have been volunteering for a long time. I have a simple question. So the volunteers for the lunch program, are we volunteering for the Senior Center or are we volunteering for the HSA?
Thank you for the question, Commissioner Chen. Those are specific volunteers for the HSA program, Human Services Association.
Okay, so when we do the volunteer recognition, do we recognize them too?
Yes, you absolutely would get an invite to our recognition dinner. Yes.
Okay, and the reason I asked that is because I felt that the volunteers there do not get as attentive and cordial greetings when they arrive to volunteer. Like when we have our events, for example, the SPICE program, when I went there to volunteer, the Senior Center staff will be really cordially, inviting and thank you for coming to volunteer and with really nice and warm greetings. But when we volunteer at the lunch program, it seems just like we go there and we are there. I would maybe suggest like maybe a volunteer orientation type of thing, especially when it involves with food. Like when I first got there, I did not know what I was supposed to do. And so I was just waiting for them to tell me. And then I started helping. And then all of a sudden somebody said, oh, you didn't put on your gloves. Oh, you didn't put on your apron, your hairnet. So I think a quick orientation and maybe a better greeting. I mean, for regulars, it's fine. But for somebody new and they wanted to try and volunteer there, I feel a warmer welcome will be nice. Okay, it's not that there's none, but it's just not as nice as our staff usually do for our volunteers. Okay, that's my personal feeling. I did attend the 2 SPICE program. The SPICE is senior personally involved in children's enrichment. They were really fun. It's a Cover Elementary School students that came to our senior center, and I know we have several programs that we work with the Cover students. The 2 that I attended, one is it's called Spring is in the Air, and I would really encourage more seniors to sign up and volunteer for this. We invited a reptile company that brought in snakes and and all kinds of reptiles, and kids really had a thrill. It was really fun. I wouldn't touch it, but but you could see that the kids kind of build up their courage. And in the beginning, they were afraid, and then more and more, actually, they became bigger reptiles, bigger animals. And some kids got the courage to really touch them. I think it was very educational and very fun. And at the end, they all get to plant a small pot of flower to take home. So it was really nice. A second SPICE program I attended is called a Mental Challenge. And the first one was involved with the first grade student at the Cover Elementary. This mental challenge, I was hesitant to sign up. So I just thought to just go there and be a observer. But then when I got there, because I thought, oh, mental challenge, I don't think I can challenge the 6-year-olds, right? And but I got there, and then the volunteers were sitting, and there's one chair open. And so staff say, well, would you like to sit down? And I said, I don't think I can challenge their mental. But they said it's a group answering the questions, so you're not by yourself. So don't be afraid, seniors. Just come and volunteer, and it was fun. And at the end, the seniors won. We won over the 6th grade students. But don't tell the kids, I think we were given easier questions than the kids. But the kids really enjoyed it, and we want to thank the teachers that brought the kids over too. And I heard that there would be like baseball games that we do with them. We have pen pal programs with the Cover students. These are all very good, very good. And then of course the women's luncheon that we talked about. So thank you.
Thank you so much for all those comments. I will give my comments a little bit. I also did attend the ribbon cutting for our wonderful cow that's right in front of our library and our civic center. It was a wonderful event. I'm a very people's person, so I never really feel I'm out of place. And I see a lot of familiar faces, and I want to get to know people. So it's my personality is just a little bit different. And even if I didn't know anyone, I was actually going out and meeting people. And I think, Nicole, we met for the first time that day. It was a pleasure to meet you that day. Very warm faces, a great event, very well done. Yes, of course, I did tell my friends that we are in the cow city, in the dairy city, and you should come by and see our wonderful cow. Moving on to the senior luncheon, let me tell you, this was a wonderful event. Again, I was met by Jesse at the door, so thank you for giving me that warm welcome. Nicole, I met you again there. Thank you for introducing me to the main organizer there who did the setup, because like Mr. Barlevy, I felt the same. The decor was just absolutely beautiful. The details, the napkins, the little pin, that was my favorite, because I must have told this story to a lot of people around, including my children, my coworkers, and everyone. That little pin was truly my highlight. I got to speak to the people on my table, which was very interesting because I learned a lot about cats. We had the wonderful lady from the shelter, as well as the lady who was, I believe she has a veterinary clinic, which is in El Monte. I got to talk to both of them, which was very, very nice, very informative. It was wonderful. I couldn't stay for lunch. I had to leave for another event but it was wonderful. So thank you for doing that event. It was very, very warm, very nice. Decor was just absolutely wonderful. I also attended and am a part of the library book sale, which was again wonderful to see. So many people that attended. We have all genres of people that attend this event, whether it is children, seniors, grandparents bringing their grandkids, parents coming for their little ones. So it was an absolute wonderful event. Now, through all these events, we are meeting people continuously. And I know as volunteers on this, not just on this board, but as regular volunteers, once a volunteer, you're always a volunteer. So your mindset is a little bit different. When we're talking to people, we're always asking, like, what else would you like to see here? Whether it is at your library, whether it is at the senior luncheon, whether it doesn't matter where you are. And because people now know that we are with the Senior Commission, we do come up with these questions. So I did have the opportunity to meet at the senior luncheon as well as the library book sale. There was a wonderful lady I met, and she was a clinical social worker, a senior citizen. And I was just amazed at her experience in not just life, but her experience in what she was doing, so passionate about stuff. It was really nice. It was not only an eye-opener for me, but also nice to know that she came up and explained herself to me and what she does. And I think that was really nice to me. I also met another lady who runs a book club, a private book club. She invited me to one of those readings, and I accepted very graciously because I think it doesn't matter what book you're reading, but you're going to meet like-minded people there. And I thought that was a really nice to see. I also made an effort actually to call some of our seniors and speak with them to find out what they were looking for. Yes, our city from externally looks great. It's beautiful. You live in here, yes, it's beautiful. But there's always improvements that we can do. And I did speak to two of our seniors, and we went through topics, very vast amount of topics, from elevators to sidewalks to parking spaces for the handicapped to, of course, not closing the senior center for a day in the week. Yes, we went through a lot of topics, and it was, again, very nice. So please know that we are all out there doing what we've been assigned to. We are noting things down and giving that information to the facility, whoever needs to hear that. So we're here for you guys. And that's about for my report. Thank you. Okay, so I guess we are done with our commissioners' comments. And if there is no other business, I'd like to adjourn tonight's meeting. Okay, thank you very much. Thank you everyone for watching, and have a great night.